No risk, no gain. We are acquainted with this expression. But all risk, no gain. Can we imagine? All risk, no gain. So this is what is necessary for Krishna consciousness in the highest degree. All risk, no gain. Our aim, our ideal is so high. It is uncertain. He is autocrat, he is free. And we have to tackle him. Such independent, such independent. No risk, no gain, this is under law. A sort of conception of law. But all risk, no gain, it is above law. Above law. We are aspire after to come after such autocracy, high degree of autocracy. We have to try to come in his connection. And anyhow, if it is possible, an ideal, let him be the ideal, all risk, no gain. That sort of ideal we should be after. Lives together, who are there, prepared to sacrifice to this degree. Anyone? All risk, no gain. All risk, no gain. No gain, and he does not be bribed by anything in this what is attainable. Only risking and risking and risking. And not only that, again above, risking everything, he feels that I can't risk. I can't risk myself. Only that is a show, to show that I do not want anything. I can risk, not for gain. This may be a kind of self-seeking. He will abuse himself. Mahaprabhu did so. Na prema bandhosti darapi me haru. I am showing so much symptoms that I have risked anything for him. I want to have the name and the fame that I have given everything to Krishna. And so many signs of that patent in me. But really speaking, I have not done anything, not sacrificed anything. No risk is sufficient in my estimation. What is risk in my estimation? That is not sufficient in the plane, in that plane. And Mahaprabhu see, Radharani also say, people say that I have reached utmost for my attainment. But I analyze myself and see that I have not done anything for that him. So, what is the degree of highness of the thing what we aspire after? Aspire after. Ideal, so high. And it can't be conquered. Wherever it is. I was told there was something, or something, some metal, which is put in a pot, but he eats the pot. So no place to contain that. So, however risk we make, this is nothing. It is regarded as nothing. We are in the relativity of such a higher thing. And the higher thing, will you come to aspire after this thing? However, he may be put rest. He is independent. He does not connect with anything. He cannot be captivated. I am everywhere, I am nowhere. Everything in me, nothing in me. That is the spirit of independence there to be located, there to be thought of. We are going to aspire after that thing. Who is everywhere, who is nowhere. And everything in him, nothing in him. My mystic position, try to understand. Phantasmagoria, that is also something substantial here in the mundane world. It is above that. Adhukshaja, adhukshaja. Truth is there. It is always on my head and never in my fist. It is in my fist. What to speak of, to work on that side. But still, when we cultivate this idea within us, we get some sort of connection. It is clear when we apply in the case of our Guru and Vaishnava, we can see a little more clearly. But when we consider to come back, we return to find in our own self, we are disappointed. That is the nature. That is the nature. Guru jana sire puno sovabhaya sataguna. It is a peculiarity. On the head of the Guru, we can see it very clearly 100 times. But when to find in one's one heart, it is all empty. So whenever you are to have any connection, you have to look above. Look above. And you will find the feelings, the sentiments of the Guru and the Vaishnava are not useless. There is something flowing within their mouth and activity and everywhere. A flow we find of him within the nerves and the appearance of the Vaishnava there. When you try to look higher, and that is something tangible. Why they move, how much they feel pleasure or ecstasy when they deal with that thing, we can look at somewhat. But very Rarely we can find that we are engaged unconsciously as an instrument of that flow. And now, not finding when I carefully try to detect whether it is in my vein or not. বিচক্ষণ করি যাইতে চাইবে হয় আঁখি লগন. Whenever you try to notice it particularly, your failure is sure. But abruptly sometimes you may feel, oh, I have some sort of feeling. He is everywhere, he is everywhere. I am everywhere, everything in me. Nowhere, nothing in me. And can we conceive the existence of such thing? Vashyame Yogamaistaram, the warning is there. The warning already attached with the thought. Vashyame Yogamaistaram. I am not a mad when I assert in this way. But there is possibility, find out. Find out the subtle points, most subtle plane. And with the plane also the nature of the truth. Higher truth is such, not to come within your fist. So we must be careful that we have come what for. The idea, the properties of our Guru Vaishnava, properties of Radharani, properties of Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Guru, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Maharaj. In this way we have to see. To find. Whenever we like to find him, we shall have to consult the life of a Vaishnava Guru. But that can control me and may pass through me. I may not know it. I may not be conscious that he is passing through me. Mahaprabhu says, Sanatana, what I speak to you seems to be delirium to me. I can't understand. Don't follow. But only this much I follow. In the indirect way, is something higher, something nectar-like thing is passing through me to you. What is this? Can you understand? Our Guru Maharaj also told sometimes, I am the lowest of all, the meanest of the mean. All these the garb of disciples come to help me to take me to Krishna. But when he is to chastise any of the disciples, Pralavita Vakka, this is my delirium. Avish, inspiration. A particular inspiration comes in the heart of Gurudev, and then by dint of that he comes to chastise the disciples. Why do you do this? You must do this way. This is Pralavita Pralab, that I am Guru. I can take it. I can take them to the Lord. This is a sort of sentimental feeling. This is the meanest of the mean. I saw, as I told, a scene in the eye of my Guru Maharaj. He gave the mantra to the disciples, Kama Gayatri, and they are discussing in the veranda about the mantra, meaning of the mantra. And for some reason, I don't remember, suddenly I entered his room. and found is hopelessly, found a most disappointed look in his eye. What is this? And is slowly saying, that it is very hard to throw flower to his body. Very hard to throw the flower in his body. And his posture, especially the eye, showed to me as if I am trying lives after lives, crores of lives to throw the flower to his body, but I am disappointed. Till now, I am not successful to do so. Most disappointing posture of the eye, hopeless. What is this? Then my attention was drawn about the talk taken, what was speaking in the veranda. The one newly initiated disciple is talking with his friend about the meaning of the Kama Gayatri, where it is mentioned to throw flower on the body of Krishna. Pushpavanaya Dhimai. We shall meditate. We shall find out how we can successfully throw a flower on the body of Krishna. Newly got that mantra, and they are very hopeful and discussing. This is the meaning of the mantra. We are directed to do that. Very joyfully they are discussing that outside. My attention was drawn to the room. Then I could understand what is underlying. Why I find so much disappointment, so much intensity of disappointment on the eye, in the eye of Guru Maharaj. So, gave some idea how far for which we come. It is not an easy thing. Like sweetmeat, we take it and devour, swallow. Not like that. Long journey, a long journey. Not to, but at the same time, we have to be consoled that we are going through a path, going through a way what is has got no contamination at present, eliminating all possible contamination, not commitment to anything in this world of reaction, no investment of any capital in the worthless world. I am pure, Gary. I am pure, that I am not tying myself down with this environment which is so defective. I am pure there. My progress can be measured by negative side, that not committing myself to this mundane, everything mundane, mean and mundane. I am going towards the truth. What is above that? Not going down, but going above. Crossing all we find in my way to our progress, march towards the truth. Very vague conception we have been given of that. Adhushaya, and there is also degree. The measurement, that is also uncertain. Suppose in the moon something is being done through the instrument we are going to read from here. The reading is also risky. Sometimes it may be erroneous if any disorder in the instrument, in the mediator. So must be very, very careful. And we can verify with the previous discovery, attempt of discovery in this way. This way, whatever progress we will make to ensure us, we will consult so many Vaishnavas of different types, how they approached, and they have given their records. They are written in the Shastra. We can find them. That will help us in different ways. The different approach of Vaishnava, different type of different way gives us different representation of the truth, and that should encourage us. And sometimes agents come from that world and converted so many masses, and they give still in the day of scientific materialism some sort of reverence to those Messiah. In this way we shall collect
Jayam Snupal Pranam Shashila Bhakti Rakshakshi Jaya Swami.
We must not undermine about our inquiry, the worth of inquiry, which the direction has given. We have Sudustaram Dumam Bhavarnavang Bhima Madam Sarang Samutirja Sudustaram Dumam Bhavarnavang Bhima Madam Prasurila Rambhurvanavamatkati Nidhaya Saranugrahu Bhavam. কি হলো স্বয়ং সমুদ্রের সুদুস্তরম তোমাম, the ocean we have to cross over infinite and very difficult to cross, but our noble predecessors, many of them have crossed through this ocean of the science. Swayam Samutirja Sudustaram Dumam. Oh you, all light, all consciousness, you have given some clue. You have kept some records, previous record. Many of your men, they have already passed through this way, crossed this ocean of science, undesirable, affinity, company, circumstances, environment, undesirable, cross through ocean, this ocean. Bhavarnavam Bhimamadam, this is very dangerous, surcharged with many threats of destruction. Bhavarnavam Bhima, Adadbhra Saurhida. Adadbhra means white, maybe pure. Adabhra Saurida. So many sayings whose whose whose, whose sincerity cannot be challenged. Adabhra Saurida. Purest sincerity, so many souls. They have already crossed this great dangerous ocean and they kept some sign. Some lighthouse, lighthouse for the ships, something like some signs they have kept on their way. Here we are passing the ocean through this way, come. So many ancient saints of purest heart, they have crossed this dangerous ocean and sent back the idea, the boat through which they passed, again they are sent back here. Kept a trace from where and how they started and they crossed successfully this dangerous ocean of the science, undesirability. Amapadam Bhuruhanabamaprati. What is that boat? The footprints of yourself. Padam Bhuruhanabo. Padam Bhu. Ambhuruha means lotus. Your lotus feet, footprints they have left. They're tracing these footprints of the how we crossed this ocean in this way. They have left the trace. And by following that, though very furious and dangerous environment we have to pass through, to cross it over, but there is the solace, the consolation, the guide, the hope, and the sustenance by which we can try our fortune. Vihaya yata sadanugraho bhavam. And we are told that you have got one weakness, my Lord. You are invisible, you are above all. Within our, beyond our reach. But still we can trace from this lower and the neglected atmosphere. But you have got one weakness. You cannot but favor your devotees. Devotees, sadhanuguru, and by their request you have done this. You untraceable, you have been caught by them, your devotees. And they are more reliable than you for us, for persons like us. And you were defeated by them, and by their request, you have been compelled to keep your trace here. Sadhanugraha, you could not avoid them, their request. So that is our hope. And with that, those footprints that requested by them, you are compelled to keep tracing that we can also cross this terrible ocean of nescience and to reach to your holy feet, to your land at least. All in brain we live, all is something like imaginary, ideal, and all risk, no gain. Still, we can't live it. The indirect the indirect call. The indirect call we can't dismiss, we can't avoid. In the background of our heart, the heart is there. No fruit. Karmanye badhikarasti no phaleshu kadachana. Go on doing your duty and don't aspire after any consequence. What is this? To encourage one to throw into the ocean. You go on doing your duty and never hope for any result. What is it? To throw yourself in the ocean. Karmanye vadhikarasti no phaleshu. No karma phala hetu, never try to get any end of the ocean. No karma phala hetu bhu, mati sandasta karmani. And it may not discourage you from energizing from action. Discharging your duty. And whenever you will try to find help from this, and help is coming, nothing. Everywhere, nowhere. Everywhere, nowhere. Karmanye vadhikarasti no phaleshu kadachana. Don't try for any tangible consequence of your labor. Then you are frustrated. You are frustrated. Your quest is not for infinite. It is for finite. It is dismissed. It will be dismissed. Your endeavor, trial, it will be dismissed. You want something tangible for your senses, for your mind, for your senses, both external and internal. You want to feel, but it is not of that type. All these visions and experience eliminated, vacant, and then when everything is vacant, then when he will choose to touch you, you will feel this. There is something charming which never we hope to have experience of. Is this Narasayamanu Madhuradhuti Mandalamanu Madhurjamivanu Mano Nayanamitamanu Venimejonu me Jibitaballavonu Krishnu Mabhudati Mamalocanaya. For our consolation, Vidyamangal Thakur gives the description how he could feel himself suddenly, abruptly, such happened in his life. It may give you some hope, some encouragement. I found what is not to be found. Anyhow, I found it. sometimes. He is like this and this and this and this. Maharashayamanu, the most attractive tendency we find in the feeling of our last, which is perverted president, the wholesale capturing, wholesale spacious and depth captures us in an opposite direction. Maharashayamanu, is it at the same time, the same type as we find ourselves lost in some sort of mundane pleasure, all capturing, all embracing thing. Like that. Madhura Duti Mandalam are the experience discloses. That is all sweetness, no reaction, all sweetness. A sweet halo, a sweet laughter, backed by knowledge, but overpowered by sweetness, beauty. Madhura Duti Mandalam, Madhurya Vivanam, no luster, no vague knowledge, but it is only to be experienced by taste. Madhurya, charming sweetness, the very gist, the very source, fountain of sweetness, infinite. Madhura Duti Mandal, Madhurya Vivanam, Naranamadamu, more advanced thought within the clutch of that. Like nectar on my eye, impossible. Captured, the sweetness has captured my eye. Captured my eye. Is it that I am seeing? It is unseeable. And it has come to the plane of my sight. So far, it's captured. Overflowed. My whole consciousness and they captured as if my bodily senses, the eye. And then in the zone, what more? He has captivated me, kept me, given me shelter and assurance for my whole life. I am saved, I am saved, I am saved. My fulfillment. I have reached my fulfillment. I got my eternal shelter within this home of nectar and presence. These incidents from time to time which we can gather from the life of the saints, that will sustain us in our journey towards the infinite. All risk, no gain, no gain. They will come to our help, to our encouragement. Hare Krishna, Gautama, the most uncertain path, but we cannot do without that. Within our formation there is an element, the hankar for him. We cannot do without that. However valuable and however unattainable that may be, still have some connection. Slight, faint, distant connection, for which we come to such a standard one day to follow, to trace, to get trace about him and to attain his connection. High Bharlua, the high, the most high, beauty, goodness, autocracy. Autocracy, the last sloka of Mahaprabhu says, prepares us for that. Go, disappointed, go with the end of disappointment. Asli Shabha Padaratan Pinashtuman. You would try your best, but he may give you a kick, crush you. Think of that. Risk, so much risk. All risk means he will trample down under his feet. You must be prepared for that also. Aslishava Padaratan Pinashtumam. Others may be indifferent. Don't care to give any connection for you to trace him. There is more deplorable. Indifference is more deplorable than to get his punishment direct. That is something. To get punishment, that is something. But indifference, that is more dangerous, hopeless. Then another kind of hope and disappointment. Other one is getting him. He says that I have got something, but you are disappointed. You have to tolerate this also. Other sunam manmodan karutiva datha tathava vidadhatuvam. In your consideration, you are fit, some unfit person is getting, you find his touch, his grace. But you are neglected, avoided. This sort of injustice, partiality, you must be prepared for that also. Yatha tatha vavidadhatu. Still, you have to pray for his mercy. Mercy. Soldiers are trained to meet any eventuality, any unfavorable circumstances, to tolerate, to face, and they have to discharge their duty until his death. That's preparation. Jhanisha Sarvabhutanam Tasyan. They are on one plane, so much risk, all risk, no gain. The soldiers on the front, they have given their life, and all risk, no gain. But the soldiers, that is in the back, after victory, they will rejoice. But the front section sacrifice their life for the enjoyment, those that are in the back. All this, no gain. But they think that this is their gain. Virtue is its own reward. That is in the most subtle plane, the reward is there. In India, it is said clearly in the Shastra that though in Dharma Yuddha, in the real proper war, who gives their life, that one stands for there on the heaven. And Maranottar, after life, after death also some sort of reward. But is that got by their relatives, not that person. But Hatuva Prasasi Sadgam Jittaba Bhokasi Mohi, Krishna is saying to Arjuna, if you go, you are finished to perform your duty, you are not loser, at once you will be reached to the heaven. Oh, Jarisha Sabbhabhutanam Dasyang Jagat. As much as we sacrifice in a particular plane, we raise ourselves, we arrive in another plane. Disappointment is also plain, disappointment in connection with the highest ideal. That is also a plane to live in happily. That I am free from, I do not commit any sin. That is something. I do not commit any sin. I have nothing. A Brahmanic plane of life. Do not aspire after anything mundane. And they are engaged in the inquiry of the higher truth. They think that this poverty in itself it is a reward. Poverty is reward. They can think. They are not captured by a negative side, but free, open for the search of the truth higher. So we do not lose anything, but we must be prepared not to accept anything and everything in the name of the high spiritual order. Our spirituality is of that character. What is higher, that is there. This principle we must keep in our mind. What is higher, that is there. The highest conception of theism was Bhagavatam gave. Nirmatsaranang satang self-forgetfulness, fool who are totally self-forgetful. And then I am distributing this sort of truth. Nirmatsa, who can tolerate the whole freedom on the other party. Nirmatsa, no jealousy. What does it mean by jealousy? Parasrikata. Everything with him and nothing with me. Are you ready? That's all risk, no gain. Nirmatsa, no jealousy. Free of jealousy. That everything will be possessed by him and nothing by me. No share. If so, come forward. A new thing I am going to distribute, the highest type of nectar waiting for you people. If you can come with such preparedness, Nirmatsaranang satang, are not ordinary saints, but the naked, stark naked saint I want. No trace of any gain, any selfish gain. Not only that, but at the same time, the wholesale toleration that other will have everything and you will be empty. Are you ready for that? Then The highest installment is waiting for you. Nirmatsaranam satam. Vedam vastava vastu. Vastu shivadam. Vastava vastu. The reality. The vastava vastu. Nirapekha. Nirapekha satya.
Independent truth.
Independent. Independent truth, which does not care for anything else. Something like that. Though he cares for everything. That is the basic truth. Everything in him. But still apparently does not care for anything. Self-sufficient. Self-fulfilled truth. Self-perfect truth. Are you ready to attain that, you students? Then I have a new thing to teach you. It's Srimad Bhagavatam. The Vastava Vastu Shuddham. It is the very nature of reality. It is all independent. All independent nature of the truth. Are you ready to find that? To connect yourself with that? Then come forward. Be prepared. And Mahaprabhu also says the similar thing. He may not care you at all. But you have the highest care for such. Can you trace it within you? Then come forward. You have highest care for such truth which apparently does not care for you at all. Unknown of this type. You have finished your search. Perhaps when you come in the last verge of your search, you may be rewarded. So independent in characteristic. The truth, highest truth. Sat Vastava Vastu. Satyam Parama Dhimahi. The highest truth, Param Satyam. The highest truth, the characteristic of highest truth is such. He does not care for anything. He is full in himself. He is full in himself. No want, no necessity in him. But he means he has a group. He is a family, a sister. That may be your consolation. That he means he is not an abstract thing, he is concrete. He has got his family, his play, his abode, his favorites, so many included in him. You may be relieved, find some relief if you hear that. That he means not an abstract thing, but a concrete, full thing. Includes in him, in his the kingdom. The whole kingdom he maintains. He is such. You will come to know. And by coming in touch of his own play within his own camp, you will feel satisfaction. This is a peculiar type. He is playing within his own people, and you will find that you are getting some catch-up there. Happy tries to appreciate that. Satimapare smritikare bharatamanye bhajantu bhavabhita ahamiha nandam vande josyalinde param brahma. When Mahaprabhu went to visit Vrindavan, he met one Pandit Raghupati Upadhyaya, a devotee and a scholar. And he came to see Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu asked, Pandit, what is your stay of life? How do you live? Well, I am in relativity of one Nanda Kumar. I have gone through many scriptures, but as you know, I am not satisfied with them. My finding with the scripture is this mostly, that those are afraid of this mundane life of death, birth and death. They seek shelter under the scriptures, holy scriptures, to save them from this uncertainty of their mundane life. Bhavabhita, too much afraid of their life in this worldly affairs, and they run to find some consolation in the scriptures, any clue if there is any key to get out, any way, any path. Bharatamanye bhajan, Shruti, Smriti and the Mahabharata, including Bhagavad Gita. Generally, those that approach these scriptures, they run there only frightened by their present circumstances to get relief. But I do not care for that. I have anyhow find my center of interest in one place. I do not care for those shastras. What is that? Ahamiha nandam vande josyalinde param brahma. I find that unknown and unknowable, that thing is crawling in the compound of Nanda Maharaj. A cow keeper, in his compound, the Parabrahma is crawling. This is a charming, the most charming of the charms. My head is sold there. Buddhimapari, Smritimapari. This may not be, it may not be achieved by following the scriptures. He gives hint here. And the Mahaprabhu gave his appreciation. Sukadeva Goswami, Parikshit Goswami, Parikshit Mandakima Karud Brahman, Seva Mahudayam Jasudava Maha, Ahujasya Stanam Hari. Parikshit Maharaj is astonished hearing the Leela of Krishna and putting this question to Sukadeva. What sort of endeavor this Nanda and Jashoda did, that so many yogis, rishis, scholars, all painstaker, tamasi, all attempting hard to find out the truth, absolute, but they face. Sometimes they say there is some very vague connection with that, and they push back. Tapasiritam mana. By much trouble and pain, they pushes their consciousness high, and it touches or not touches the heart, comes back, comes down. And that is the characteristic of the so high truth, higher truth, conception of higher truth. And that thing, that very thing we see, that sucking the breast of Yashoda. What is this? Apojasya stanam hari, Parabrahma, like a child, he has come. It's very, very wonderful how it is possible. Parikshit Maharaj puts this question to Shukadev, the great speaker of Bhagavata. Nanda kimo karod brahman? What sort of sadhana, attempt, aspiration is there by which the truth personal can come so low to our level, within our clutches, it is impossible. So what sort of means is there to attain the truth in such a way? Gani prayasam javasya namantriva jivanti samparita. Mahaprabhu came with that part. Srimad Bhagavatam recommended that. But there, tapasya, there the means is of negative character. All risk, no gain. Of that type. That type, all risk, no gain. So much abnegation to prepare the negativity of within him of such high degree. Do not want anything, whatever we come across. All elimination, all elimination, all elimination. Nirmatsaranam satam. Only for them it is to be had, to go, to get. Hare Krishna. So we always become conscious of this fact. Whatever we are searching, we are come for, we are united, and that is all independent. That is everywhere, that is nowhere. We are all in Him, but yet we cannot feel that we are Him. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Madhvakta jattavartani tattatishthami narada. Naham vasami vaikunthi. I do not, I am not present, I do not present myself. Vaikunthi, the inquiry after the infinite. Where we get the personal conception of the master there. The infinite is controlled by a master, the personal conception. I am not there. Yoginam hridayena neither in the personal conception of the Prime Cause, in the conception of our infinite, nor the enquirer of the all-permeating and all-guiding potency in the deepest consciousness, yogi. Their inquiry, analytical, and who is controlling everything from within? How to trace him? This is the way of inquiry of the yogis. Yoginam hridayena. I am not there. Mad bhakta jatta gayanti tatta tisthami narada. But I am to be traced there, where my devotees are singing in praise about me. This is a particular process. The Lord gives some hope. But without trying to capture me, they are taking pleasure from far away, engaging themselves in my singing about my greatness, and feeling pleasure in that. They have got some clue from some agent, and they are satisfied with that. From outside, they want to relish my presence, my existence. Not that like the yogis enters from deeper to the deepest personal conception of all controlling aspect of substance. But from far away, when they get some whatever little trace they can have about myself, they engage that little capital in their dancing and singing. I am there. I am there. That selfless satisfaction in singing my glory and that is more high degree of selflessness, that is matsarata. Nidmatsara. This nidmatsarata is found more there in the singing of the devotees than the curiosity, the inquiry mixed with curiosity in the most fundamental things within, which is all controlling everything, or that personal creator who creates and controls that. That is the idea. Kirtan, Nama Kirtan, Dasa Gun Kirtan. One devotee coming in Gaudiya Math, he expressed his choice to preach, of a preacher in this way to our Guru Maharaj. The three friends came in search of a very search to fulfill their necessity of high order. And found that there is a high wall, a compound, which is Ghera, all sides, the high wall raised. And one friend, anyhow, got up on the top of the high wall and astounded what he found, and he jumped without speaking anything. The two were waiting, and the second, he also climbed up on the wall, and what he found wonderful, he told to the third friend, "Oh, there are wonderful things I am finding, I am jumping." And the third man, he, without caring to get the trace of it, he went to intimate the fact to the public. He ran without trying to get it for himself. He ran to give this intimation to all the public. He ran. And that gentleman told, "This is my function. My function, I am preaching about the Lord, but I have not experienced only the source. It is there. You come and try to find this. Find this." So devotee, the singing of his name, quoting, this is Narada says, Uddhav says, Narottam Thakur says, all these things they are singing. They are singing outside without coming in concrete contact with him to find. Oh, the analyzing what is within a scientific mentality, to be master of some research, yogi. And there must be some creator. Nyaya Shastra says, when there is any activity, there must be creator. So Narayana is there. His personality, he has got a brain. Because we find trace in the creation, we find the trace of brain thinking. So he must be of such and such order. But without caring for the majestic position of the Creator, and also without trying to know by analysis who is at the root of everything, controlling from within, they are engaged in singing the song, the praise. Praise from outside. And their source is that so many Mahajan, the great personages, they have seen it, they have got it, and we also may get it one day. So, Thakur Narottam, he had it, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he conceived this, and by their pleasure, actuated by their pleasure, we think that we are going to be pleased by singing. Uchishta bhojino dasa. We want to live by the remains taken by others, the devotees, the higher personages. Tad dasa 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 anang dasattam dehi. And their tendency is to go down from down. some distance, more distance, more distance, to have a view from there. And it is told that their vision is more comprehensive, telescopic system. Dasu dasu, tad dasu dasu dasaman. From the lowest position, we can get the facility of having a greater view, the higher view of the reality. This is a peculiar thing. The Vaishnavas, you are property of the Vaishnava, and the Vaishnava, they are in some other way masters of you in another way. And by serving them, we hope to get your mercy, to get your grace. That is the policy. That is the way. We do not want to have any direct connection with you, but we pray that we may have direct connection with your devotee. Devotee of the devotee, devotee of the devotee. This is the concrete way of the servants of the Vaishnava. And we are told from Bhagavatam Vyasdev, Nidmatsaranam Sata. This is the way of the most selfness of the highest type. They fix this way and they get the conception of the whole truth. Both Vishnu and the Vaishnava, the God with his family, with his full play, Roop, Gun, Lila, everything, they can get through this path. The meanest of the mean, we are Nidmatsar, the most empty, who can make themselves empty to the highest degree. They prepare themselves for the service of the Vaishnava, servant of the servant of the servant of the. In concrete example, we find that Nidmatsaranam Satan. Who are Nidmatsara? They who competes to get the lowest position of the servants of God. Servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. This. We have to die to live. Die to live. Ultimately it comes to that. Learn to die for living for high life. Nidmasvaranam Satam. Don't be afraid of going down. Going down, there you thrive. Tanada Vishunichi no Taruru Vishnuna Avamina. The highest is for the lowest. The highest is for the lowest. We may come to this conclusion, but all must be lowest and the highest. That must be absolute, not a sun oozing. That is to be eliminated. If I can conceive my sincere self to be the lowest, so much I come in relativity of this highest spacious, infinitely spacious highest. I come in the relativity when I can consider I am the lowest of the lowest. The relativity is such. Nidmatsaranam Satan. As much as I shall see myself to be substantial, I lose the chance of having the conception of the real big. So Saranagata, the relativity, question of relativity demands that as much as we can find ourselves to be lowest, so much I shall come in the relativity of the highest.
Lost Vedic.
Eh?
Lost Vedic. Lost Vedic.
Oh, that's already 10. Go. Hidai go, Hari go, Namo Sarvati Siddhanta. Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Adesi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Sri Rakhanand Maharaj ki jai. Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Goswami Maharaj ki
Jai Sri Bhakti Vedanta ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan.